Welcome to Charmed Life, a radio show discussing spirituality, magic, and the unconditional love of the universe. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm your host, Tricia Carr. I'm so excited to be here with y'all this morning. And do you know that the vibration of excitement, that passionate, excited feeling that you get, that is a manifesting state to vibrate in. That is actually the formula to manifestation. Because you know what manifestation really is? It's just selecting a potential and alternate reality. So you don't actually really have to effort. Efforting is actually just resistance. When we are kind of like focusing so hard that, we start to get a hemorrhoid, come on now. That's not how the universe works. I already made Jarvis laugh. He's shaking his head. You never heard that before, right? When
you're gonna start like
when you were going to Agape, Michael Beckwith never talked about hemorrhoids?
No, please.
He got a spiritual hemorrhoid.
I'm traumatized by hemorrhoids, please.
We all are. So that's why you don't want to apply that to your master. Not talking about mastery, Jarvis. Jarvis. Filthy. We're going to save that for Thursday. It's a little teaser there, y'all. I'm starting a new podcast. Different than Charmed Life. It's going to be exciting. Jarvis is going to be engineering it.
Yeah.
This Thursday, at least. It's our pilot episode.
Okay.
It's a sneak preview. I'm not really talking about it yet. Hang on. Listen or pay attention to my social media platforms. That's where I'm going to announce how y'all can watch the sneak preview. It's going to be here at UBN. It's with a partner. It's a different person. And he cray. Jarvis. You want to talk? You think that hemorrhoids are a little disturbing? I have to rein him in. Anyway, just a little teaser. It's going to be really fun, but it's about spirituality, but it's going to be out there. All right, so that's a little teaser. But I want to tell you, back to not giving yourself a spiritual hemorrhoid, is that you are just selecting from potential and alternate realities, and the way that you tune to it is just with your pure excitement. That is resonance with your higher self. And so you don't actually have to really force yourself to try to manifest things. What you do is you use those symbols of the perfect reality, and then you let it go as soon as you feel that excitement, because you don't know. You don't know what the universe is co-creating with you, and you want to be able to be open to it. All right, so that's just how I'm going to start this morning before I bring in my amazing guest. I also want to tell y'all that this is the last day to register for my animal communication program, triciacarcharm.com/animal-communication. It starts tomorrow. We'll do a little bumper about that in a little while, but I don't want to spend too much more time on talking about this stuff because I want to get right into my guest. I'm very excited to have this person on. Psychic intuitive channel, a beautiful soul. I hesitate to bring him on because everybody's going to fall more in love with him than, Jarvis. Really not me, though. I'm kidding. No, but I tease this wonderful person about someone who's like just dazzling and wonderful. And I say, oh, he's the new Chris Hoffman. But he's not. There's only one. He's a snowflake. His name is Chris Hoffman, and he is a psychic intuitive channel. Welcome to the show, Chris. I'm so pleased to have you.
Oh, so honored to be here too, Tricia. Thank you so much.
You don't have any spiritual hemorrhoids in development right now?
Not yet. I'm trying to keep away from those.
Hashtag spiritual hemorrhoid.
Nope. It's trending now.
Yes, it is. It's trending. Everyone do a hashtag spiritual hemorrhoid post today.
Please.
Oh, goodness me. All right. Well, let's get to your work because you are just such an inspiration to so many. As I put up the episode that you were coming on the show, so many people were just commenting like, are you serious? Oh my gosh, I'm calling in sick to work so that I can be there. No, no one actually said that. No one said that. So I want you to tell everyone, please, for people who haven't met you yet, maybe other people in the watch who are Charmed Life listeners or watchers, please tell them about your journey, your work.
Okay, perfect. So really my journey started about 5 years ago. I was divorced. I had lost my house. I lost my car, kind of had to start from scratch, Yeah. And I was really angry, frustrated. I had a lot of resentment for this time in my life. And my spiritual awakening really started with trying to figure out how not to be angry, how not to be pissed off. And it led me to Buddhism and learning meditation. And so I was finding this connection to joy within myself. And about 2 years ago, I started watching Crystal Ann Compton's videos on YouTube.
Oh,
And
I'm going to interrupt you for a second because I forgot to say hello to the Lightworkers Lab. Chris Hoffman is also a moderator and a guide and a reader and an everything in the Lightworkers Lab. This is an online spiritual community founded by our dear friend and incredible spiritual teacher, intuitive channel, Crystal Ann Compton. You can find the Lightworkers Lab on Facebook as a group. It is a community of light-minded folks, and it is an education platform. So many free resources, so much love, and such a model for the 5D experience. So back to you. Started to listen to Crystal Ann Compton's videos.
Definitely. So I had learned that she had this Lightworkers Lab, and it was for her classes, and her classes were a little bit out of my reach at that time. But she had a special where if you paid $22, you could join the lab. So I was like, yep, joining.
Nice.
And so I joined the lab, not thinking that I was going to be a psychic, not thinking I would be a medium or anything. It was just to find that community, and that community of love and knowledge and sharing. And that really helped me to affirm that I could do this. It was even a possibility. Before joining the lab, the only psychic I knew of was the Long Island medium. So I didn't want to be walking up to people and spilling all their business.
That's the only option, apparently.
Exactly.
You just have to go in there and start talking about people's business, poke into their spirit bodies. I know, it's TV. I'm sure that Teresa is a lovely person. You know, she does have a true connection. We could see that. But yeah, it's TV. Totally.
Exactly.
And I think that sometimes it can be misleading. It's unfortunate. You're right. Go ahead.
I agree. Because you think that's the only example of what we've seen. So it was wonderful to see you and Crystal and all these readers that get up and share love. And that really resonated with me. It's helping people. It's bringing them validation of the other side of their loved ones. But it's also just a huge connection to love and to source that really helps me to awaken to my abilities. I've only been doing this since March, and the readings that I've done have been so mind-blowing even to me. So it was really just connecting to love and connecting to source, and this was a byproduct of that.
March, y'all.
Yes.
If you're listening to the archive, it is July. Well, it's almost August, but wow. I didn't realize you hadn't been offering readings before March. That's amazing. Your technical skill is so sharp too, Chris.
Well, thanks to you and Crystal. You're a wonderful teacher and one of my mentors. So it's definitely thanks to you and Crystal both that intuitive intensive really just blew it away. It was crazy.
Crystal and I taught a program it was like February to, what was it, March, I guess, was it? No, actually February to April. It was a 12-week program, and we called it the Intuitive Intensive, and it was a complete immersive program, and with 4 weeks of coaching and practicing too. So we'll offer that again sometime in the future. So if that piques your interest, listeners, keep your eye out. I'll be talking about it here on the show. But that is incredible. Chris, I use you as an example when you probably aren't online. I use you as an example. You may not be in the class when I actually am teaching people, and I've used you as an example for your technical skill. It's really incredible. So you use a lot. It appears to me and it feels to me that clairaudience is a dominant way that you receive information. Is that right?
Definitely. It's a claircognizant, but it's definitely a clairaudient. I get that immediate voice in the head. So it's definitely more of that way that I communicate with spirit now.
Yeah. Let's tell the audience, in case someone's stumbling across for the first time and they're like, who's Claire and what audience are we talking about that she has? This is Claire Danes' audience. I don't know what's happening. I'll let you take the reins there. What is clairaudience, Chris?
So clairaudience for me is kind of like that voice in your head. You know, when you hear spirit, it doesn't. For me, so for some people, you can hear it in your eardrum. It's kind of like they're actually in the room. But for me, it's more of like a voice in the head. A lot of the time when I was just opening, it was kind of weird to start hearing those messages from my guides the way that I've always heard voices growing up. So it was really kind of a shock to my system. It's like, oh, they've always been there. They've always been trying to guide me and love me and lead me in that right direction. But my brain says, nope, that's not the right path.
Right. It's so interesting how opening up, having an awakening to something like your clairaudience or some kind of either awareness of the universe, awareness of yourself, awareness of your abilities and your, just who you are, how it is simultaneously a shock and a comfort because it's always been there. And it's kind of like, I described it, it's such a inadequate way to describe it, but it is sort of like in, The Wizard of Oz when all of a sudden it went from black and white to color. And you're like, oh, it's the same place. And I recognize it, but it is glowing in a whole different way.
For sure. It's like that connection of everything that you always wanted and always thought you'd never have. And all of a sudden it's just like you're out of the shadows and you can actually feel in your body like, yes, this is truth,
Mm-hmm. And tell the folks now about Claircognizance. What is it and how do you experience it?
For Claircognizance, it's more of a like a download, a pack of information. When I'm giving a reading, it's like just this download of information that I automatically, intuitively know about how that person's feeling, how that person's vibrating. And then I get information about physical things that are going on in their lives, their events, their feelings of a job, for instance. It's just like this pack of information that I automatically know kind of a lot about who that person is, like I was their best friend. I automatically get the sense of who they are. And it's pretty instantaneously. It just kind of appears.
Right. How did you go from, this is a common question, how did you go from being able to say that's, you have all of these thoughts or feelings or hearing messages or something, to just thinking, oh, I created that, that's just my imagination, to knowing it's something to express and knowing that it is a reflection of that person's heart and their inner being?
It's quite difficult at when you're first awakening because it does feel like something that your mind told you, or it feels like something you made up. But it really, once you start getting more practice, you get this different vibration. When I think of Chris Hoffman and I think of who this person is in front of me, there's a different feeling, there's a different vibration, there's a different heft to the messages that come from spirit. It feels more like a truth, and it has this overwhelming feeling of love. I mean, I love everybody, but I mean, I get pissed off at people. I don't automatically just fall in love with the person I'm in front of reading, a stranger, So when I get these feelings from spirit or I get these messages from spirit, it's just this overwhelming feeling of love. I believe just stating what you're getting really helps to affirm and trust these feelings that you're getting, because you'll get the evidence from the reader. But of course, it's really just about trusting what you're getting and saying it.
Yes. So it's what I'm hearing is it takes a leap. You just got to do it, right?
Exactly.
And when you do it, when you just share it, as you're explaining, you share it once, you share it twice, and then you're deepening your experience of feeling how those subtle vibrations have different resonance, have different textures. And so then it becomes easier with experience, because experience is really about continuing to deepen your awareness around something. Therefore, the energy is enhanced about it, and you keep going, you keep pursuing it with an intention that is completely loving, and so that's always going to work out. No spiritual hemorrhoids there either when you're just pursuing it just for the sake of love. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, what an inspiration you are. That's incredible. And so you wow, this path though you had, your life fell apart and then it started to fall back together. As we say, sometimes your life has to fall apart before it can fall back together again. But it did. It set you on that path. And I hear in you saying that Buddhism and meditation practice, you said that you could start to feel that joy within. And that was through your meditation practice. Yes?
That peace, that quieting of the mind where you're going through every single negative thing that is going on in your life on repeat. That meditation spot where I could connect to peace, and then it connected me to joy, and then it connected to me to love. Growing up, I never really felt that self-love, that self-worth that I do now. So it was learning that, and once you get to that point, it's kind of overwhelming. It's an experience that you never had before. And so you continue to cultivate that by continuing to meditate. I think that's the best way to get out of your mind and get out of those negative scripts that are playing in your head.
You know, in my education, or maybe you don't remember because I say so many things.
So many wonderful things.
Thank you. One of the experiences, the way that I describe the experience of meditation, one of the benefits is that it gets you in touch with your native land. And so that is what I think, that joy and that peace and that acceptance that you're feeling. It's actually just you being in the midst, in the full awareness of the truth of who you are, your inner being, and all of those negative things. That's all the outside. And those are all false. That's why it's so painful, because these things are trying to inform you. This is who you are, Chris. You are angry and your life sucks. And that's not true, because all you are is pure peace and joy. That's wonderful.
For sure. It's amazing. And it's definitely a learning experience into how many things that you look into in the 3D outside world for validation, for that feelings of love and joy and peace. We're looking outside of ourselves for that, when the whole time it's within.
It's finding yourself. That is whatever, that is the universal call. I must find myself. And you're here. You've been here all along.
Yep.
And
that's like Crystal Ann Compton says, E.T. phone home.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I want to let everyone know that we do have the phone lines open, 323-524-2599. We would love to welcome you on if you would have a question about an awakening experience, or if you would like some intuitive insight. Well, we have a caller, so why don't we go ahead and take a call, Chris?
Awesome.
Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hi, this is Daryl.
Daryl? Okay.
Daryl, yeah.
Daryl, beautiful. What a beautiful name. Hi, Daryl. We have Chris Hoffman
Thank
on with
you.
us.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Daryl.
I was just wondering if you're feeling anything coming through for me at this time.
Well, darling, can you give us a little intention so that we can tune into the area that will help us to connect best, meaning you, your inner being, and the higher mind, and then we'll tune in a little bit better, just because we're on a more limited scope here, being on the radio and all.
Right.
Yeah, just give us an area.
Okay.
Give us an area.
I lost my son, and I just miss him. It was 7 years ago this week.
Oh.
And, I feel him around me a lot, and I have his daughter with me right now. But so, listening to you, I can feel that he's here. But, it just, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming.
The grief. Yes.
Yeah.
Chris, do you have some insight for Daryl?
Well, first, Daryl, I just want to express my love for you. I mean, these feelings are true. So when you're feeling him around you, talk to him. He can hear you. Express your love for him, your devotion to him, and he's going to hear that. And I just get this overwhelming feeling that it's like someone's knocking on your door, like, I'm here. They have so much love for you. What guidance do we have to do?
He's just feeling into it for a second, Daryl.
So Daryl,
Right.
it's a calling for you to find joy in your life. When we are playing and when we're having fun, that's an instant way to raise our vibration. When we're in the doubts about who we've lost on this life, it's hard to feel love and get to that high vibration of love. So it's a calling to just find happiness and joy in everyday life. And that's going to help increase your vibration, okay?
Right.
Daryl,
that's what I try and do. Yes.
of course. Daryl, was your son a slim fella?
Yes, he was.
And he had his hair is brown, but it's kind of fine. It's like a fine texture. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's around. He's here right now with us, and he's showing me prayers. He's showing me the prayer. I see in my mind's eye. I see his hands folded in front. And are you praying in a way to be able to connect with him? And you pray. He says you pray often for guidance. You say, "How do I take care of your daughter? How do I take care of my granddaughter?" And you pray for this guidance. Yes. Nightly.
That's true.
Nightly. I pray for this nightly. He says, you pray for this nightly. And Mom, I stand next to, he just says God. I stand next to God and I assist in being able to give you those feelings. I press them upon your heart. And I press them upon your heart. And I'm in the heart of my daughter as well. And so every time that you feel into your own heart and you just feel that love for my child, your answers are always there directly from me. And so you always have the right answer every time. I know it's fearful. It's scary to, raise someone else's child. And it's scary to raise a child, period. Chris can attest to that. He's got 2 girls. But you always have the right answer because you sink down into the heart. So you feel him around. And then the way that he actually answers you bring it through those prayers. Those prayers are so powerful. They are magical and they are real. And it is you picking up that phone and the answers come directly into your heart. And this is where you feel him all the time too. And
that's true.
Else. And there's something
that's
about
very true.
Eyeglasses. Did he wear eyeglasses or are they sunglasses that he wore all the time?
Sunglasses. Yeah.
He wore sunglasses all the time. He thought that looked cool, but he said he was also hiding. He was hiding something. He felt very vulnerable, and so he was hiding some of his eyes. And it was true. Did you tell him so take those off? And he was like, he didn't want to disappoint you, but there was a little bit of hiding that he was doing, and. He wants you to know there was no disrespect there when you would ask him to take off the glasses or something like that. It was just how he felt like he needed to protect himself, and he loves you so dearly for all of the wisdom and all of the care that you gave to him. And we continue to be son and mother because of my daughter being with you. And he's complete. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. He he overdosed. And it's just been horrible.
I'm so sorry.
Horrible situation.
Well,
and like you said, hiding things with those glasses, that's exactly true.
Well, that can be transmuted now, but you know, there's a bit of validation there that you knew that there was something hiding, and you showed so much love for him and that which was asking to be healed by the hiding. You were aware of it, and you were holding space for him, and so that is not lost. That is not lost, and that was not wasted. That was real.
Right.
That love and your understanding about that was healing, and you're a wonderful mother and you're a wonderful grandmother. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for calling in, Daryl. Many blessings to you and your granddaughter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Oh, we have a few more callers. All right, then. Shall we? Shall we keep going, Chris?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. And hello, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hello, it's Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. We have Chris Hoffman on with us.
Hi, Debbie.
Hello, I'm calling from Vancouver, British Columbia.
Awesome. How's the weather there? It's probably quite beautiful, isn't it?
It's very, very hot and humid. We're having a heat wave right now.
Oh, okay. Sounds like Los Angeles.
No.
Well, it's not humid where Chris is, probably, right? It's hot.
It's hot, 112, but not humid.
Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire, and it's called Mesa.
Yep.
Well, Debbie, how are you today? What is on your mind?
I'm just wondering about my daughter-in-law's mother. Passed away a year ago in 2 weeks, and we have it's all undetermined, and I'm just wondering if you guys had anything from her.
Okay. Chris, do you have any insight? I'm feeling into it.
Let's see.
If you want a moment, I can feel into it some more because I'm picking up something around the heart and the respiration. And let me just feel about that. So is there a question of it being poisoning or some kind of medical accident? Is this the issue? It feels like the word poison is showing up in the questioning. Debbie?
Yeah, we just have no idea. It still came back undetermined, and that's just what they're going with.
Okay.
And my daughter-in-law is very, very saddened by this, and I just wish I could help her in some way.
She's devastated, of course, and it's shocking because there's no answers. Something about, so they just are saying, basically they probably they must have categorized it as a heart attack. Basically, the heart stopped, is what they're saying, right?
They haven't said anything, actually.
Okay, there is something it's in the heart and the respiration. So there was. I'm just giving you what I'm getting, but somehow there was the respiration, the oxygen stopped. I'm just going to see if I can tap in and see if Mom is showing up. Did she have light colored hair? Was it has some auburny strawberry color to it?
She had very long, I would say reddish because she dyed it, but it was quite gray. Yes.
Oh, okay. So the gray is light colored. Okay. So let me just see. She's not coming in very clearly. This could be due to where she is in her transition process, or it could be due to obviously how I'm tuning in. But she is on the other side. So that's the thing that can bring comfort, is that she is in her healing process. She was actually a bit stunned when she first passed because she didn't know that this was going to happen. And so she was around it feels like her memorial service or funeral or whatever service it was it 4 or 5 days after her passing? Is this the timing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what she stayed for that. And when that happened, it sort of clicked in like, oh, well, okay. And then she was able to see her maternal grandmother on the other side and some other loved ones. She lost, I think she lost a friend when she was younger, some people that were, she knew who were on the other side. And so they were able to usher her over. And she's been in her healing process. I imagine that your daughter-in-law, because of the grief, as well as because of where she is in the healing process, your daughter-in-law feels like, I'm not feeling her and she's gone. In time, this is going to click in for everyone, where she's going to be able to feel her presence in a way that is joyful and loving and as that spirit guide. I'm just going to say that the information I get has something to do with, that feels a bit like poisoning, not like she was aggressively poisoned. It's an accident. Some kind of accident happened, and it was something that caused, I don't know if it was an allergic anaphylactic kind of shock. It stopped the breath, and then that suffocated to where the heart actually stopped. This is the information that I get, and I don't know if it's comforting. But Chris, how about you? What are you getting?
Yeah, it was definitely kind of like this accident, feeling like she may have done something that conflicted with some type of medicine she was taking, or like if someone had given her something she had already been doing, just counteracted terribly with it. But I just get this overwhelming feeling like she's okay, she's joyful now, she's happy, and it's like not that she's here, but like the guides are trying to impart that onto you guys, that yes, it's hard to have this unknowing about the passing, but she is happy and she is in that love right now, and all my best to you guys. I just hope that one day you guys can get to that feeling where she is around you guys and she is communicating.
Yeah. Debbie, I'm so sorry for your loss and for your daughter-in-law's loss as well. We hold you with our hearts. That grief is difficult, and we endeavor to take a piece and make the burden lighter if at all possible. So many blessings to you. So much healing. Thank you for taking care.
Thank you so much.
You're wonderful to take care of your daughter-in-law the way that you do, too. Many blessings.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness. Thanks for calling in. All right. Well, Chris, I do want to ask you about, move that around. Actually, how about this? Let's take a short break, Jarvis, and we will be right back with y'all in 2 minutes. Hey, Charmed Life listeners, it's Tricia Carr. I know many of you are passionate about animals and nature, and so I want to invite you to check out my upcoming Animal Communication 4-week education and coaching program. This is for all levels of development. It's for the open-hearted animal lover and for anyone who is interested in developing the ability of interspecies telepathic communication. My Animal Communication 4-week program starts the last week of July. Classes, activations, group meditations, supplemental materials, everything is offered online, including the live, personal, and group coaching, so you can join from wherever you live. We'll be covering a wide range of topics that concern multidimensional connection with animals and nature, including learning how to speak to and hear from your beloved animal family, animal mediumship, communicating with and receiving divine messages from nature's elements such as trees, bodies of water, wild animals, and more, spirit animals and totems, animal spirit guides, and how to give professional animal communication and mediumship sessions. To read more about the program and to register, go to triciacarcharm.com/animal-communication. This live online program starts soon, so check it out now. triciacarcharm.com/animal-communication. And again, it is the last day to register for my Animal Communication 4-week program. It's education as well as practice coached readings with other students. So you can find that at triciacarcharm.com/animal-communication. But if you are in the Lightworkers Lab, which you should be in the Lightworkers Lab. If you like this content, if you like this program, if you like Chris Hoffman, then go to a different link to sign up for that Animal Communication program. That would be learn.lightworkerslab.com/animal-communication. All right, Labbers? And Chris, while we're on the topic, I want to point out your t-shirt because we have a retreat coming up, the 2018 Lightworkers Lab Bliss Retreat. Chris and I will be there. You're going to be there, right, Chris?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, good. I want to make sure. We had an amazing time last year. It's the second annual one. It is happening over the, why do I forget every time? Labor Day or Memorial Day?
August 30th to September 3rd.
What is that holiday, though? I always forget which weekend.
Oh, yeah, Labor Day.
Labor. You have to remember it because it has to do with getting your babies to school. So
Exactly.
My cats don't care what it is.
Nope.
So, yes, August 30th. And you can, do you have that, what is the link? It is lightworkerslab.com, is the lightworkerslab.com/retreat. We want to meet you. We want to hug you, and we want to up-level. One of our moderators, his name is Vox Veritatis. He was talking about it, and he said something like, let's mash, which I don't know what that means, but I want to do it. I want to up-level. I want to click into all of the potential realities that I have aligned with my highest good for the truth of who I am. And this is where we're going to do it because we're going to activate a lot of those light codes, that DNA in the spiritual body. This is the kind of stuff that happens here. We are not going to be slaughtering any live chickens, but we will be doing all kinds of other wonderful spiritual stuff. Jarvis he's just shaking his head. Just why do you say things? Why is what Jarvis is questioning. So we would love for you guys to come, even if this is your first time hearing of it and you're not in the Lightworkers Lab yet. We had people come last year who hadn't heard about the lab or any of us, and they came and we became best friends. So that's what we want y'all to do with us. So go check it out. thelightworkerslab.com/retreat. And back to the amazing Chris Hoffman. I want to ask you about, before we get to the callers, we have a few more callers. I want to ask you about the experience of transitioning into your channeling, because, we talked about how you unfolded being able to give readings and listening to that guidance that comes through in the mind's ear for you and also in the downloads claircognizantly. But channeling, that's different. Channeling, tapping directly into that font. How did that work for you?
Well, for me, it was really about focusing on my vibration, making sure that my up leveling that happened at the last retreat was continued by eating well, putting those high vibrational foods in my body so I could sustain those higher vibrations of that channeling requires. It really, for me, it started out kind of automatic writing, getting into a trance state, a very deep meditation state, and typing it out on the computer or writing in my journal. I think anybody can write in their journal, and that's just a great way to not only get your negative thoughts out of your head, but then you start getting this stream of consciousness that is informative about what you're going through, but also how you're feeling. That's really kind of how it opened up for me. I'm starting to train with another Lightworker Lab moderator, Lauren Anterfermo, next week. So I'm getting really excited about going deeper into that channeling experience and blasting that open as well.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yes, Lauren has been on the show 3 times, I think, a few times, and I hope to have her on again really soon. And she is a powerful spirit channel, Archangel Realm reader. So you're going to be doing some coaching with her for channeling in particular?
Yep, correct.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know. I'm getting excited. I'm currently in her Body of Light program. So once that kind of wraps up, we'll be starting to do that a little bit more too.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, thank you so much for continuing to dedicate yourself to developing your powerful abilities, because your healing, Chris, is healing this whole world. And so thank you so much for committing to your light work and your spiritual development. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. But it's definitely my pleasure. It's so wonderful to be in that vibration. So it's definitely my honor and my pleasure to do it for everybody.
Let's tell everyone about Lauren's website is soulfultransformations.com. She also does Akashic record readings. She is an amazing astrologer. She does really high-level astrology, deeply intuitive, just mind-blowing. And, intuitive readings and channel adjustments in your readings, all kinds of, this girl, she cray. I love her to pieces.
Exactly. She's great. She's good. She is really good.
Just so genuine, just so connected and powerful. So everyone go check out soulfultransformations.com, and you can go look at one of the past episodes of Charmed Life, either on my YouTube channel or on the podcast feed, and you can find some episodes of Lauren on the show. And so you have been doing the automatic writing, and when that happens, it's kind of the same thing. Like, you see it and then you're like, oh well, I didn't know that before, right? How did that work for you when you started channeling in the writing form?
Definitely. I think one of the most first experiences I had with it was I had Michael Jackson kind of dropping this information for me, and I was like, okay, what? It required a lot of that trust, and I was new. I didn't think that could ever happen.
Right.
So it was that trusting period that kind of led me to opening it up more. And then I would be getting information from my guides and things like that. But yeah, once you see on the paper exactly what your answer is, it's kind of hard to deny,
Mm-hmm. Well, I can imagine Michael being attracted to you because he loved children so much. And by the way, I don't know why this is coming through. Maybe we just kind of brought Michael in. I just think there was a lot of misunderstanding about a lot of things of his life. And so let's not make any jokes about him loving children. But he really did. He loved children. He loved the innocence. And, as we know, that his innocence seemed to have been taken from him. And so I can imagine, because you definitely have that youthful kind of joy that just beams from you. And then, of course, you're a papa. So I can imagine him being interested in connecting with you. And especially,
Exactly.
From the other side, when being able to have the mission that was on his heart to be able to continue to unfold through someone like you, through a channel. So that's beautiful. Thank you for holding that space for this man that influenced so much of our lives, so much art that he gave us. Do you remember the Motown, and Jarvis, you do, Motown performance, it was 1984, and the first time he did the moonwalk? I really, seriously, it was like something shifted. I felt like when I saw that, I know he's just a fantastic dancer, you know, in the reel or whatever, but there was something so magical about that. I really kind of felt a shift into a different dimension. Like it was a kind of awakening experience for me.
Definitely, when he has that higher vibration when he's dancing and singing and through his music, it's just uplifting everybody. And when you uplift and when you vibrate, you automatically affect others, not just these pop singers, but us in our daily lives. But yeah, it still gives me chills just thinking about it.
Oh my gosh, I know. And talk about channel. That's what these artists do. That's what we do. We are artists as well. And the artists that came before who maybe passed and had lives that were difficult, you know, they did so much to help to shift the vibration of the planet so that going forward, like right now, we're in a different vibration of Earth is literally raised in vibration. So we have a context that isn't as limited. So hopefully our lives aren't as challenged and we can continue to build upon the work. We can stand on their shoulders. I actually have a connection with Prince and I have a connection with Robin Williams. Before Prince passed, 2 years before he passed, I had an astral projection in the dream state with Prince, and he wasn't passed yet, and you know he wasn't sick. So I journaled it because I was like, at this time I didn't understand. Really, I can have it didn't occur to me like timelines can be that malleable because it was Prince, but he lived here still, and so I'm like, well. I don't get it.
It's kind of a mind trip.
Yeah. So Prince actually gave me an awakening experience to be able to pop out of the confinement of the illusion of time and be able to see that it's actually quite malleable. And so, I mean, we all know Prince is eternal anyway now. I mean, nobody's going to argue with that. And Robin Williams, too, he's just, someone who's very close to my heart, and he counsels me a lot. I just love him so much. So, when you hear people, sometimes a channel or, a psychic like Chris talking about things like this, we mean it so genuinely. And I would love to appeal to people's hearts about it. How much you love Robin Williams or Prince or whatever, Michael Jackson, that is real. That's the essence of God. And that's just what we're working from.
Definitely. And to be able to tap into that energy, it kind of like with you and Prince, it kind of turns on your star power. With me and Michael, it turns on your star power and who you are. And it kind of gets you out there in front of people,
Ooh, turn on your star power. I got to write that down. Your star being power, too.
Exactly.
Wow, Chris, thank you. I'm writing that down for reals. Well, thank you so much for sharing about your channeling experience. And I'm so excited to see how you continue to develop in that. Were you gonna start doing some vocal channeling, you think? Is that's what I'm hoping, idea?
Kind of a trance mediumship, vocal channeling with Lauren. It's still so crazy to me that it's 6 months in, that I first started doing it. And I know I'm only going to go up from here. So I'm excited to learn and upgrade.
Well, time is an illusion, and we only experience time because we are orienting to our development. So as I was saying at the beginning, if you're following an excitement and a passion, you don't have to be concerned about time because you will shift into whatever is most aligned with who you truly are. And so, And what's so funny about it, when you're kind of developing that quickly, it doesn't, you have to take a moment to go, oh, that happened fast, because it just seemed normal.
It's true. It just kind of feels like a new normal, a new life within a life.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I channel, it tends to be in the archangelic realm, but then sometimes it is ultradimensionals or star beings, as you would say, and then also sometimes Gaia and also elementals. So, often I have an earth elemental. He is, what did he give me permission to call him? He is an earth elf. That's it. And he still rolls his eyes a little bit because he's a little bit feisty. And he appeals to the feistiness in me. And he allows me to channel him sometimes. And I really love this particular guy. He's a nature spirit. He's aligned with the element of earth. And he is very much about grounded manifestation, like this kind of really powerful, combustive manifestation, bringing things from spirit into the real, because that's the whole point, is what he says. I'm starting to channel him just a little bit. What other kinds of energies have you experienced in your channeling?
Mostly for me, it's like when I'm doing readings for other people. That's kind of when I stand in the receivership spot. When I'm meditating, I'm turning off my mind. I don't really want to open myself up to that. So like when I'm doing readings, a lot of different vibrations will come through. Lauren Olivia's interdimensional guide still blows my mind. Another lab member, very ancient, very powerful, very loving. It's just amazing to be able to, because they're infinite, you know. There's so many different people that you can connect with, not only that have lived on this earth, but interdimensionals that have been from different stars. So yeah, I'm still learning about everybody.
That's awesome. Wow. Well, shall we take another call? Jarvis, we bring someone on the air. All right. Let's see. And hello, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hi, this is Megan.
Hi, Megan. We have Chris Hoffman on with us.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. Hi, Tricia. Oh, I feel nervous, but I'm so excited to see you both. I adore you, but I'm a little nervous. You might hear it in my voice.
We're just here to love on each other. That's what I always say, right, Chris?
Yep, exactly.
All right, I'll take it. Well, I wanted to give some love to you guys because, Tricia, you are the one who brought me to the Lightworkers Lab, and
wonderful.
through YouTube, and it has transformed my life in ways that I don't want to speak of now, but it's amazing, and I just really appreciate you and the Lightworkers Lab.
Oh.
And I've been working with Lauren, and she's amazing, who I met through there, and it's just opening up my world. And I also want to just quickly thank Chris for sharing your story today, because the words that you're speaking of trust in yourself, are just the words that I needed to hear, and the words that I've been practicing myself, and to see where you've come from and your progress in this short amount of time is just really inspiring. So thank you.
Well,
Thank you so much.
We actually named this episode "The Power of Saying Yes," and we didn't say that directly, but that's what the theme is all about. Megan, thanks for reminding us to explain why we called it that. But that's what it is. Yeah, thank you. Well, that's what a beautiful, you honor us so much. Did you have it something you wanted us to feel into or anything like that? Did you like some insight, anything else on your mind?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Well, this morning I wanted to stay in bed, and I was in that kind of hazy, half-sleep state. And then St. Francis woke me up. And I don't know anything about St. Francis. I don't have a religious background, but St. Francis woke me up, and I felt this feeling of the uplifting or upliftment of women, and then I woke up, and then I'd already planned to watch you guys, and I'm like, I gotta ask about this. What is this message, or what is this? What happened?
Okay. Well, I hope you don't mind me jumping in first, Chris, because I love St. Francis, and St. Francis first wanted to remind you, I didn't have a religious background either. I just had to put on that robe. He said, I had a God background, and I have a God center, and that's for me. So the St. Francis comes through with that upliftment from women because of, we know that he was an animal lover, and he was a nature lover, and he was one who was activating that vibration of the connection to Gaia and her creations. And to remind us, he says that the uplifted woman is the one who is reminded that they are nature, and that is the truth, that the universe is actually, if we must see it in a binary sense, the universe is feminine. If we must see it, if you humans must see it as something that is one or the other, if we are to orient ourselves to either masculine or feminine, the overall vibration of Earth, Mother Earth, and the universe is feminine, because that is the creative aspect in a dual experience. And so you are very imbued with this intention and this manifestation. This aligns to you as your life purpose you being able to tap into that vibration, and Francis will work with you. He says, I will be your tutor. Do not see me as a master. You are co-master with me, but I will tutor you into that awareness of your mastery in this. So this, you have that same kind of, Megan, you probably are attracted to me because this is very much my work. Obviously, animals, nature, Gaia, all of that. And so for the upliftment of women, as Francis is bringing that message through, this shift that we're coming, and we see it in the ugliness of our politics and the sad things that are happening in the social and political arena, is showing us that we're going to shift back into, if we must, again, matriarchy. If we must be one or the other, but the pendulum is swinging that way, and we will find great healing because of it. And you are a leader in this, Megan, in your personal life and in the work that you're moving forward into. What do you think? What do you feel, Chris?
Thank you, Tricia.
What do you feel, Chris?
Oh, yes, that's amazing. It's like that feminine power that is turning on you. Just like as you were speaking on, you're working with your trust and the Lightworkers Lab. Your feminine power is being ignited by this, and it's like Tricia said, it's the age of the feminine, the matriarchy that is brought down our vibration for so long is starting to swing towards the feminine and the feminine empowerment and the beauty of the woman. And I think it's just kind of this, hey, get your work going, get this started. This is a good path for you to go down.
Yes. Just say yes to it. That's the theme,
yes,
isn't it?
Just say yes.
Just feel into it. Megan, go into meditation and just feel into that experience. Did you write it down? I mean, you made a benchmark of it by talking about it right now, so that's good. And allow that portal to be available to you again, and it'll continue to take you down a really powerful experience of just tuning your vibration to that work. And it will happen because it's aligned with who you truly are, and that's all that matters. Thank you so much, Megan. That's wonderful. Thank you for bringing your experience.
Thank you both. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you both. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to keep listening.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And thanks. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Whew. How much do we have? We can have. Okay, we have time for another call, Jarvis says, so let's do that. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hi, this is Camille. How you doing today?
Great. How are you, Camille?
Good. I just want to thank you both. I appreciate you guys and all that you do and for serving us in this manner. I thank you guys.
Oh, bless you. That's beautiful.
Thank you,
Camille. I just wanted to know, do you guys, are you feeling anything in regards to, I'm starting a business, and I just want to know if I'm going in the right direction, really.
Okay. Chris, do you have some insight for Camille?
I immediately get a yes, but we'll feel into it a little bit more and see.
I did as well. Before the word business came out, I saw your expertise about it too, and you can. Oh, I'm getting this kind of reminder. It's a little phrase. Actually, it's this, one of my earth elementals gave it to me. Is that you can hack your experience. I know you're starting a new business, but you have so much experience. Even though you have experience in business and even things that you've in your personal life, like how you've organized things, and you can hack that and you can just snap it onto this new endeavor and trust it. So you don't have to let new be daunting. Good. Yeah. You don't have to let new be daunting. Like, I don't know, because that ego keeps hearing new. The body keeps hearing new and says, danger, danger, new is scary. You can say, no, I got this. It's not new really. It's just now is all that it is. And we've actually done so much. I've already done so much that I can trust it. So you can just comfort that ego and that, and allow the ego to stand down a little bit, and then take that energy and transmute it into the excitement, which does connect you to that creative power. Chris?
Exactly. Like Tricia says, you already have the foundation. This foundation that you're going to build your business upon has already been created. It's just more about the trust and you got this. You know what you want to do with this business, and you have the knowledge and the ability to do so. So as you're going forward, just trust that everything will come to you as it should. And then the other message was do it in love. So in your daily business, when you're doing those little details that are not as fun, do it in love, and that will help imbue more love into the business.
There's something about risk.
Wow.
Somebody is saying risk, and then you're saying, yeah, risk. And this word risk is freaking you out. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So risk is just asking you to become present. Risk is being non-present. Risk is saying, oh, this means potential loss. So it's taking you into some future that you haven't selected yet, and it's saying we've lost things. So just allow risk to be the thing that shifts you into the now, where God is, where love is, and where the faith, which is really, faith is not something that is non-present. Faith is being able to visit that loving intention in this moment, and then in this moment, and then in this moment. That's what divine perseverance is. That's what true faith is. I've come present to my loving intention. And risk, oh, can't you feel if you say, I come present to my loving intention, doesn't risk go, risk it. You can't even feel or see it anymore, right? You see how small it is. It's like a little piece of paper or something. Yeah, good. Wonderful. Well, keep us posted on it. I'm excited because you're making the world a better place. I can feel that.
Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Camille. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Camille.
Well, Chris, let's let the folks know how they can get in touch with you. Can they book readings with you? Some channeling sessions with you?
All the above. I do it all. So you can find me on my Facebook page. It's Love the World, Be a Warrior. I'm only on Facebook right now, so I don't have like an actual hard site. That's going to be coming in the next few months. I'm working on a business course with Crystal and Compton, so we're building all these things. So that will be coming soon. But in the meantime, if you want to message me on Facebook, you can reach out to me there as well. But yeah, that's where you'll be able to get a hold of me.
And so for the listeners, the ones who are listening on the podcast feed, which, by the way, you can find by searching Charmed Life with Tricia Carr on iTunes, please do like, subscribe, share, comment, review. Chris's name is spelled Chris, traditional is Chris, and the Hoffman, I have it memorized, Hofmann. I'm always afraid I'm always afraid I'm going to double the wrong one. I'll just double all of them. Hofmann. Hofmann, and it is again Love the Warrior. What? Say it again. You say your Facebook.
Love the world, be a warrior.
There you go. Love the warrior, be the world. No,
exactly.
Don't do it wrong. And so they can just reach out to you on Facebook, and folks love to do that. We're all there together. Well, Chris, any last words about the power of saying yes to you? I mean, you keep saying yes all the time. You're such an inspiration about it.
I think just like with Camille, I mean, there's a fear around building a new life. There's a fear around taking a new path. But when these opportunities are presented to us, saying yes is what the truth is. When you feel it with love and in your body that you know you should be taking this path, just say yes. The fear is just like you said, and it's the fear of the unknown. But I think saying yes is going to take you down just a wonderful path and such a beautiful opportunity that you would have missed had you not said yes.
Wow. Beautiful words. Thank you so much for that, Chris. Thank you for being on today. I hope you'll come back another time.
Oh, of course. My pleasure.
Oh, I would love it. Seriously, like maybe in a few weeks, your energy, and we'll get into it deeper. Let's do that.
All right. Awesome.
What if we have your speech channeling premiere on Charmed Life?
Oh my gosh. We're doing it. I'm calling Lord to promote tonight.
Maybe y'all both can come on at the same show. Wouldn't that be fun?
Ooh, let's do that. That'd be awesome.
All right. You guys have to stay tuned. And we are live every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific. We broadcast live from Facebook, so you can find that from my Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/Tricia Carr Charm, or I actually have a Facebook group, it's called Charmed Life, Gaia Love, and stuff like that's how you'll find it, but Facebook.com/groups/Charmed Life Love. I'm also on Twitter, Periscope, Charmed Life 1111 at Tricia Carr Charm. I'm on Instagram, and I also have a Patreon page. If you love this program and you would like to support it, it is patreon.com/Tricia Carr. We actually meet at least twice per month. Tomorrow, I am doing a live group meditation/activation. So we're going to be going into trance together. I'll be leading this. We're going to be taking advantage of the portal that is open right now. We have a cosmic portal open, and we are going to be tuning ourselves to the highest good that can come with that portal opening. And so we're going to gather together for that for my Patreon subscribers at the $7 tier or higher. And then I produce it with some sound design by my husband, and you get it as an MP3 download to do on your own at any time. So again, that's patreon.com/Tricia Carr. There's also a lot of other rewards up there that will get you discounts on my services and different things like that. It's a wonderful way to engage. So I would really love for you guys to check that out. My website again is TriciaCarrCharm.com for one-on-one services with your animals, or for human service. I have humans, I have animals, and then I have several on-demand classes there. I have a mentoring program too to develop your intuitive abilities. I take a limited amount of those clients every month, but you can find all of that on my website. And finally, again, one more thank you to my guest, Chris Hoffman, who has promised to come back and channel Michael Jackson.
We'll do it. He'll be there.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jarvis, you're going to do the moon. He's going to take you over bodily.
I'll do the moonwalk out.
And then we will see how the physical body must also somehow align, and you ain't Michael physically. No. For all I know, you can moonwalk as well as Michael. I don't know.
We'll see. I'll be testing it out.
Okay, then maybe you need to premiere that at the Bliss Retreat.
There we go.
I had the best time with you today, Chris. Thank you again, and I hope to see you again on the show soon.
You too, babe. Much love to you.
I love you. And with that, we will sign off for this episode of Charmed Life. I hope to see you again next week as we broadcast live from the Universal Broadcasting Network studios in Hollywood, California, and on any of my social media platforms. Thank you for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.